Hello everyone. Welcome back to another installment of ITC Photography. As always, I'm your host, Garrett King. Okay, folks, in today's video, we're going to look at a video that I previously mentioned called The Naked Man. Don't get too concerned. It does not show any naughty bits. He just came through basically from the waist up. You can you can maybe see a little bit of the pubic area, but nothing beyond that. Okay. So if you're watching this at work or somewhere, I don't know, Starbucks, Panera, who knows, anywhere, you don't have to worry about anybody, looking over your shoulder and seeing something that, they might find offensive. So very quickly, let's just jump into this. Okay. So this is the video. And as you can see, the video is very, very dark. Now, the reason for that is I shot this video with no other light other than this light right here, which is it's a black light. Okay. And I just had it hanging above the bowl. So I wanted to see if it would possibly do anything, if the black light, the sort of infrared light would do anything to help enhance these entities from coming, or help them come through in some way. But it seemed to really help this particular person to come through. So, and again, it's just very interesting. It's detailed. It's odd the way he came through because he appears to be posing, almost like maybe, he was posing for an artist or someone who was drawing him or taking his photo. I have no idea, but you'll see what I'm talking about when I say that he was posing. Okay, so let's just go ahead and again, play a few seconds of this video just so you can kind of see the motion. And yep, so I'm starting to move it around and you can just see how that light, and it's interesting because the light actually helps. His body is being shown by that black light. Okay, so, and you can barely see my hand over here holding the bowl, moving it around. Okay, so I'm not going to play this whole thing, but I'm just going to advance it to about 1 minute and 23 seconds. That's where he comes in. So let's go back just a little bit, and I'm just going to do this frame by frame so that you can see how this image actually just, I guess, develops is really the only other way of saying it, how this image develops into the water. And in this particular session, I was using a black bowl and just a bowl of water and the black light. No spirit oil was used in this at all. Okay, now the body is starting to come through. Okay, you can't make much of it out, but you will. I just want to be able to show you this frame by frame. Okay, so this is his chest area. Bear with me. I know it doesn't look like much, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of how it's coming in, and his head is right here. Okay, so this is the next frame. Right here, we can already see his nipple. Let me enlarge this. So we can already see his nipple right here. The other one is obviously hidden. And then the next frame, it's much clearer. We can start to see the definition in his stomach. Again, his head is up here. And boom, in this next frame, he comes fully into focus. Now, let me point out what is actually here for those of you who are having maybe a little bit difficulty seeing what I'm seeing. So again, his nipple is right here. We can see the definition of his pec, and we can see the definition in his stomach. Right here is his belly button. And then down here is where I mentioned that, like the pubic area coming through. Now, the rest of this, I have no idea. Now, up here is his hair, and it looks like the side or sides, possibly, of his head has been shaved, or it's just cut down really short. So this is the side. It's kind of coming up over his ear. We're coming down to the edge of his face. And then right here, he has his left hand made into a fist. And he's like resting that fist against his face, like he's posing, almost like, I don't know, like that or something. And then right here would be, well, okay, so his head, then it comes down to his neck and his shoulder. And then this would be his right arm, which is just kind of dissipating off into the beyond. Okay. So, and then again, as his torso, the side of his like pec muscle here, and then coming down to his stomach. This will make more sense once I load this into Aurora HDR and start doing some enhancement to really help pull this out. But we can clearly see where his eye socket, his eyebrow, we can even see the bridge of his nose. It's all right there, folks. So let's go ahead and do a screenshot. Okay, and then we're going to load it into Aurora HDR. Okay. All right, so actually Sleepy Drama does a pretty good job. Let's go with one of these others just very quickly so I can show you. Now, this one's adding too much noise and grain to it, which we can smooth that out, but I'm going to use probably the Sleepy Drama one, but this one just kind of helps you to be able to see what I'm referencing. So right up here is his hair, the top of his head. And then again, it looks like the side of his head might be shaved. So this is the side of his head coming down to his ear and then down to the side of his face. And then right down here is his chin. And then right here is his left arm and hand. And it's made into like a fist and it's resting against the side of his face. Right here is possibly the eyebrow. And then of course where his eye, his eye should be. And then of course, we can clearly see the nipple right here, the belly button, and then, possibly his pubic hair area, okay? But no genitalia is showing up. Now, there does look like there's something right here, but if that's his wiener, it's kind of odd looking. So I don't think it is. I just think it's, I don't know, who knows what it is, but I don't think it's part of him. So let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's use the Sleepy Drama because you can actually see it a lot better with this effect applied. Let's increase the HDR clarity just a tad. And maybe lighten some of this up if we can. I don't want to make it too bright because then it adds too much highlight. Okay. So again, we can clearly see his hair. This fist that he's making, and then that he's resting up against the side of his face, or that he's resting his face against, who knows? And then his arms coming down, his nipple again, the chest, the stomach. I mean, it's all clearly visible. Now let's go back to the original video. So here's the original video. So if we advance one frame, it just completely dissipates. This frame, it comes into clear focus. The frame before it, it's slightly skewed, starting to, of course, dissipate, but we're, obviously going backwards here. But we're getting just a good idea of how it takes shape and how he formed into the liquid. And again, folks, this is straight up water. Water, that's all it is. And then, of course, the black light shining down into the surface. Okay, so let's minimize the video and go back here. And just like we've done in the past, I'm going to come over here and just paint in the detail for where he is. Okay, so again, the hair on the top of his head. We're coming down to his fist and the rest of his arm there. And then this would be his neck and shoulder. And his right arm, which again, I believe is there. It's just didn't fully come through. And again, I don't know, the procedure, how this is even possible, other than it's possible because we're seeing it happen. We're seeing it right in front of our face. Okay, so the rest of his body and torso. Okay. Now, to me, that is quite clear and quite obvious at this point of what we're looking at. Now, here is another question, a very good question. Is this a person coming through showing themselves, or are they showing us some photograph, some painting from the past? I don't know. Could it be a painting from the future? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've often wondered, are they sometimes coming through in the moment, or are we being shown images of things that, that they recall doing in their life, or that they recall doing wherever they are right now? If this is a living person, are they, at the time that this video was shot, were they in this pose, in this moment, at that time? And if so, how is it coming through? How is it being picked up by a freaking bowl of water? But look at this, folks. I mean, the detail is extraordinary. And I mean, again, I think someone would be foolish to sit there and say that this is nothing more than pareidolia. I don't buy that for a single second, because this is way, way too detailed to just be a figment of my imagination. Okay? So yeah, okay, that's it, folks, for this video. I just wanted to show you guys this. I had talked about it, said I would do it possibly in the next video, which I didn't, but I just wanted to get to it and be able to present it to you guys and just show you again the types of things that can come through, the types of things that you can capture yourself, should you decide that you ever want to try to do this. And again, it's just a bowl of water. Now, as you already know, you don't need a black light or, any sort of infrared light. That was just something I was trying. I was just trying different methods to see what would happen. That's the whole point, is to experiment and see what helps and what doesn't help. This really seemed to help on this particular one. I mean, this, as far as I'm concerned, is just extraordinary that would come through. And it does almost look like a painting or a portion of a painting. But as you guys could clearly see, this is liquid and it was in motion. We can see it in motion. In fact, if I go back to right here and just hit play, like, you don't even see it form. It happens in that one single frame right there. And that's it. Now, it does, interestingly enough, look like a very long, distorted leg, but it's I don't know, it's just bent, unless this is the leg and then the foot, because that almost looks like a toe right here. But I'm not going to say that that's what that is. And if it's just the distortion from the water, possibly, maybe he even has a blanket covering up his midsection. Who knows? But from the waist up, that is incredibly clear. So there you have it. Okay, folks, that's all for this time. So until next time, I hope everyone takes care and has a great rest of the week. And we'll be talking again soon. Bye-bye.